Authortube secrets reveal. Shh. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Laura here at Laura Writes. Ding! If you're new here, hi, I'm Laura. I write young adult horror and I am chronicling my journey towards hopefully someday becoming traditionally published. Now, in today's video, as I'm sure you're already aware, I'm going to be revealing Authortube secrets. But before I get into those, let me just give you a little bit of context. My last video that I posted was on whether or not I thought Authortube was dead. If you haven't seen that video yet, I will link it down in the description. Be sure to check that out after you've watched this one, because I had a lot to say about that topic. But a lot of you had a lot to say about that topic as well. In fact, tons and tons of you commented on that video and let me know that you were so glad to hear my point of view, and that a lot of you yourselves have either just started an Authortube channel or you plan to start one in the near future. So I also recently just hit my 2,000 subscriber mark on this channel. Yay! So happy to have you guys. And as part of that, I started thinking about, I just hit my 2-year not that long ago. I hit my 2,000 subscribers. And I really have been thinking a lot about my platform here on Authortube. You guys know I love the Authortube community. So many of my videos I talk about all of the positive and amazing things that I've gotten out of it. And I want to be able to give back to the community as well. So I thought, what better way to do that and to address all of these things that people are saying and to celebrate my 2,000 subscribers by giving you guys some Authortube secrets. Now, some secrets are in the vault forever, but there are quite a few I think that you guys would enjoy to learn or hear. It's just my perspective, but after 2 years and 2,000 subscribers, I have a few tricks up my sleeve, or I don't know if you call them tricks up your sleeves, maybe it's more like advice or just some stuff I've learned from growing my platform that I'd like to impart on you. So I'm gonna kind of have a couple of different topics. Mostly just things either people have asked me about before or things that I wish people would ask me about so I could let them know. So again, I just want to put this as a caveat that this is just my opinion based on my experience on Authortube. There are people with much bigger platforms and there are people who have had a much different experience. So take that, with that what you will, but these are some Authortube secrets that I'd like to give you about being on Authortube and growing your platform. So a common topic that comes up all the time, and it's kind of related to my last video, and that is that sometimes it's hard to make Authortube content. Sometimes it's like, what do I talk about? What can I do? I feel so limited in just talking about writing, or maybe if you're stalled a little bit in your writing, you're not sure what to say. And so a lot of people start to think about including other content on their channel, other like non-related or non-writing related content. And so here is my advice on that. And this is not just coming from an Authortuber. I also had a personal YouTube channel that I had prior to Authortube that I still on occasion will like mess around with, but I kind of stopped doing that one for various reasons. But I had that channel for about a year and I grew to 3,000 subscribers really quickly. So prior to that, prior to this Authortube channel, I also had that experience. So this is based on my experience as a YouTuber over the last overall 3 or 4 years that I've been doing that. So I guess actually I had that channel for maybe close to 2 years. So, so I've been on I've been on YouTube for about 4 or 5 years. So anyway, this is a common issue that people come across no matter what niche you find in YouTube. I've heard booktubers comment on this. I've heard people in the planning community where it's like sometimes you just feel stifled by creating content that is just so niche. And so a lot of Authortubers think, should I make content that's not about writing? And I have kind of a 2-part answer to that. So the first is yes, of course you can. You can put whatever you want on your channel. You don't owe anyone anything. However, with most things in life, there are consequences to your choices. And I will tell you that YouTube wants niches. It wants to put you in a box. It wants to know who would like you and who to send you to. So if you give them too many different things, it is going to punish you algorithmically. So you have to ask yourself if that matters to you. And if you care about growing your channel, being able to become like available to new people all the time, if you want YouTube to privilege your content, the truth of the matter is you have to niche it down. You just have to. And this is why I've slowly been creating multiple channels. I do have a collector channel. I collect toys and other things that I talk about. I do have my personal channel that I've played with a couple of other things. And that one was varied for a long time and it killed me on the algorithm. It killed me. I learned that. I also have a travel channel that once COVID kind of simmers down, my husband and I plan to put vlogs on there for things that I don't want on my channel. Even timers. My husband made a few timers for me last year for my writing live streams, and those started killing my channel in terms of having those. And that's why I moved them to another channel. A lot of people were kind of curious about why I did that. It wasn't because I was trying to build a second channel with those timers. It was really just so they were available, but that they weren't messing with my algorithm for my Authortube channel, because I am interested in this community and sharing, and I'd love for my community to grow. I love meeting new people and talking to you guys and sharing, and I didn't want to be stifled in my growth by having these things that mess up the algorithm. So I know a lot of you are saying, but I watch this person and this person who do all kinds of things. They're not just stuck to one thing. And you're right. If you build a platform and a community, then you can branch out, because at that point, you already have a base of people who are interested in watching you, and they will watch anything. And you may have that now, even with 200 subscribers, you may have 50, 75 people that will say, I will watch anything you do. And that's true. But in order to grow your channel, especially when it's in a nascent stage, YouTube doesn't want you to do different stuff. That's just not how the algorithm works. So no one is saying you can't do it. I understand the thought behind it. I did it myself on my first channel. And so I'm not saying not to do it. I'm saying you have to ask yourself what is important to you. Do you want to grow the channel? Do you want the algorithm to favor you? Do you want to be pushed to new people? Then you have to niche down, because the real issue here too is people have to have a way to find you. If you're doing too many varied things, then people don't know what to expect from your channel, and people want to know what they're getting when you're first building a channel. So for example, on my personal channel, I would do weight loss stuff. And then I would also do Disney pins, because I'm a Disney pin collector. And so like my weight loss stuff would literally get thousands of views. And then I'd post a Disney pin video and it would only maybe get like 100 views or 200 views. And so you're throwing off all of your numbers by that. And then also people who didn't want to see my pin videos, sometimes you lose subscribers. Also, YouTube is like, I don't know who to push you to. Do I push you to weight loss people, or do I push you to Disney pin people? And so I'm telling you as your friend, okay, that you can do whatever you want, but you have to be willing to accept the consequences of those decisions. So you have to ask yourself what matters. Does it matter that you put all of this different content onto one channel? Or does it matter to grow the writing channel that you have? So that's a decision only you can make. But I don't think it's fair to be unrealistic and think that you can just do these things and it's not going to have an effect on your channel, because that's just not how it works in YouTube land. It's just not how it works. And so I would say that if you're considering doing other stuff, consider a second channel. You know, you don't have to be consistent on anything. You don't have to. If you don't have enough to always put out, look at me. Sometimes I take 6 weeks off, you know, or sometimes I take 6 weeks off, post a video, say I'm back, and then don't post another video for 2 weeks. I mean, you can do whatever you want. And I only post on my collector channel when I feel like it. And so a lot of it just depends on you and how much you want to grow the channel. What kind of content do you want to have? And like, is it more important to just share everything and it's okay if only 5 people see it, or are you really wanting to grow? So I feel like I'm getting a little repetitive, so I'll move on to the next topic, but I think you get it. And I think though that segues into a couple of other points that I want to talk about in terms of content on Authortube. So a lot of people, and I've said this in my last video as well, come with the idea that if you can't think of content, give advice videos. I'm just gonna be honest, okay? This is Authortube secrets revealed, okay? Unless you have a unique perspective or experience that is not already represented on Authortube, then I don't recommend that you do advice videos. So here's what I mean by that. I don't think, oh, we already have Alexa done, so nobody else who's traditionally published can give advice. No, that's not what I'm saying. Because Alexa, as a traditionally published author, has a unique experience, and Lizelle Samberry, as a traditionally published author, has a unique experience. So both of them giving advice is great. It's fine because we want to hear it because they have different things to share. Or Michelle Schusterman, who is a traditionally published middle grade author. She has advice that is unique, and she has a long career in writing. She's done ghostwriting. She has all kinds of new information, right, to provide. People who do self-publishing, so like the Courtney Project, or you know, someone who Becca C. Smith, who has done the indie publishing for quite some time. They have unique experience that they can share about their experience. So if you're going to do advice videos, they should be because you have a unique experience or perspective that you do not think is being represented on Authortube. But if you're just going to give random rote advice that you got from Googling, you know, writing advice or filler words, those videos have been done. They've been done, box checked. We don't need to hear them 50 more times. No one knows you from Adam. They're not gonna care what your advice is. You have to tell people why they should care about your advice and make that really clear. And then people will care about those advice videos. But if you're just gonna give random advice that you could get from anyone, then you're killing your channel and you're killing your chances of growing your channel, because that's just not how the Authortube community works. And those videos are just not that interesting anymore. Now, what that doesn't mean is that, and this is another question, is you don't have to wait until you've published something to start an Authortube channel. The name is a misnomer. It should be WriterTube, because we're all here as writers. Some people never plan to publish, and some people have already published and some would like to. That's not what this community is about. It's about coming together as writers, sharing our knowledge, our experience, our hopes, our dreams, our aspirations, right? It's about the community aspect. So don't feel like you have to wait until you have a product to create a channel. Just don't do advice videos unless you have something unique to give that's going to make your advice or your perspective different than what's already out there. Now, since we're talking about content, this is going to be one that a lot of you probably, I don't know, hopefully you've made the connection or someone has told you in the little Authortube whisper network, but I know a big issue that comes up as well is live streams. When Kevin and I first started doing Thirsty Thursdays, which are currently on hiatus because Kevin moved and then there's a heat wave and there's just a lot going on in our lives. And so when we first started, there weren't that many people doing live streams. It wasn't that common, and there certainly at the time were not regular live streams every week, same time, same people kind of thing. That just wasn't happening. But as the community progressed, people caught on, people like it. It's a great part of the community. People love it. I love it. I love connecting with people. I love talking to people. But some people don't want to do that on their channel. And they get kind of freaked out and they're like, oh, but am I going to have to do live streams? Am I going to have to do live? Like, and here's my advice and my little secret about live streaming, okay? So there are 2 reasons to live stream on your channel. Again, it has to be because you want to and it's something you would be interested in. And you should never force yourself to do that because it is not a requirement. I'm not doing live streams right now. I don't know when I'll start doing them again. Lots of people don't do live streams for various reasons, so you don't have to. But here are the 2 reasons why people like to do live streams. One, most important, builds community. It's the best way. I mean, we all joined Authortube to meet writer friends. How better to meet these people than to be in the same space as them at the same time and be able to interact, to be able to talk, to have questions, to laugh, to share. Like, it's chef's kiss for that, right? And I am so grateful for doing Thirsty Thursday. It also allowed me to spend every week with my brother. My brother and I have always lived near each other. And when I moved back to North Carolina and he stayed on the West Coast, it was hard. And this was our chance to get to hang out every week. Oh, my kitty. Sorry. This is our chance to get to hang out every week, but also with our new friends that we've made. And it is phenomenal. So if you are looking to meet people, to create a community, to share with people, live streaming is great for that. If you don't like to be live, then join other people's live streams and chat, right? You don't have to do it on your channel. But if you want to build a community on your channel, live streams are the #1 best way to do that. And I cannot recommend it enough. But the second reason, and we're going to be pragmatic here, okay? And we're going to be honest and real. Watch time. It is extremely hard to get monetized on Authortube. That's just the truth. It's really hard to get a lot of views, to get a lot of watch time, to get a lot of followers, all that kind of stuff. Live streams, while I don't think they necessarily help you grow subscribers, I think that that has to be you, your personality, your content. But a lot of people hit the subscriber count, but they haven't hit the watch time count, so they can't get monetized. The best way to get the watch time is to do live streams. That's just the truth. That's just the reality of it. So if you do a live stream that's 2 hours long and you only had 20 people in it, that's 40 hours of watch time. Do you know how many people have to watch one 10-minute video to get 40 hours of watch time? I mean, it's a lot. So that is why you see a lot of people do live streams, especially when they're hitting that mark, when they're getting close to being monetized. There's nothing wrong with that, you guys. There's nothing wrong with it because it's not like people are doing it nefariously. It's not like no one's getting anything out of it. It's not like people do it and they don't enjoy it. But there's nothing wrong with wanting to be compensated for your time and effort that you do putting out content. Who doesn't want to make money doing the things they love? Isn't that why a lot of us are getting into writing? Because we love writing, we love books, and so we want to publish them so that we can share, which is what you do in a live stream, but also get money from it, right? To sustain yourself. Like, that's the dream. So this is no shade toward people wanting to get their channel monetized and wanting to be compensated for their time and their efforts. This is just the reality. This is why you see a lot of live streams, and this is why a lot of people should do them if they need to get their watch time up. That's just the truth. So, since we're talking about money, then the next question is Authortube a good platform for making money on YouTube? That is a resounding no. Definitely not. Do not get in it for the money. You will be sadly, sorely mistaken. And I said this in my Authortube is dying video as well. It's a labor of love, y'all. You'll have to like making content. You have to be doing this because you enjoy it, not because you think it's gonna make you money, because it does not. I mean, you have to be on epic levels to make any kind of money, and it's definitely not something that is going to like sustain you. I'll be honest. A good month for me would be maybe 40 bucks in a month. Most months is like 19, right? So again, not pretending like I don't make any money from the channel, but it is, and it took me a long time to get that monetization, and I have to put a lot out, and a lot of that money when I was hitting the higher was because I was doing live streams, which is longer watch time, you know, things like that. So, it's just not, it's not a money maker, okay? And that also goes for selling your books. I'm not gonna reveal any behind the scenes stuff with that because it's not my numbers to share, but I will tell you that I have talked to many many people behind the scene, both indie published and traditionally published, looking at their numbers of like what they sell and especially what they sold, you know, prior to having a big platform. And while you do see some increase, it's not enough, y'all. It's not enough. So if you're getting on Authortube just because you think it's going to sell you a bunch of books and make you a bunch of money, the ROI on that is just not there. And I'll be honest, that's especially, I think, a lot of indie publishing people who want to self-publish, think that YouTube is the best way to create a platform to sell your books because you need to get people out there to like know your books. And I've seen the numbers on that, you guys. And even some of the biggest creators, the numbers are just, I'm not saying they're good. I am not looking down on any sales at all. I'm saying if you compare the amount of time and effort and money that can go into an Authortube channel versus how many books you're selling, that return is just not there. It's just not. You have to do this because you love it, because you want to do it. That's my opinion anyway. Now, a lot of people also are afraid to start their Authortube channels until they have the right equipment. Here's what I'm going to tell you about that. It is not about what kind of equipment you have. It's about knowing how to use the equipment you have. Lots of people start on their cell phones with a basic editing feature, and you can edit videos in YouTube. You don't even have to have an editor. What matters is whether or not you know how to use your phone properly, whether or not you know how to edit. Those are the things to focus on, not the equipment. You don't need anything fancy. You can use free programs. You can use your own phone that you're already using. But I see, for example, a lot of people, when they film on their phone, they don't know to turn it horizontal. They'll turn it vertical, so you have those black boxes on the side. Yeah, if that's you, turn your phone, okay? Turn it horizontal. That'll get rid of it. So it's just stuff like that. Knowing what you have and saying, okay, well, this is the only resource I have. I have this phone, and I have Canva, and I have, you know, YouTube editor. Watch videos on how to do those, how to use those, how to maximize what you have. It doesn't matter what quality. It matters if you know how to use it. Okay, so this next topic is another spicy one, and it's one I hear all the time, and I'm here to squash it right now. All the time I hear, Authortube has clicks. Does Authortube have clicks? Everyone's so clicky. Aren't there clicks? Y'all, clicks? Really? We're grown adults. They're friend groups. People make friend groups. A clique is someone who like thinks they're better. They're exclusive. They don't include anyone. There are no cliques on Authortube, okay? I think all too often people are mistaking friend groups with cliques. And there are all kinds of friend groups on Authortube. First of all, because there are friend groups no matter where you go in your life. Yes, there are friend groups in high school. But there's also friend groups at your job. There's friend groups at your place of worship. There's friend groups in your community. There are people that you have stuff in common with or that you like that you gravitate towards. That's it, okay? That doesn't make a clique, okay? And so sometimes it may feel like that because you see a group of Authortubers who are always talking together, collaborating, whatever. Yeah, because they're friends. Because they've made connections. And they're not, a clique would mean they're unwilling to connect or comment with people outside of that. And that is not true. Now, have I seen some Authortubers that are very unfriendly and fake? Yes. Have I seen some Authortubes who like to say that they're all about the community, but then they make zero effort to befriend anyone in the community, to, I don't know, watch other Authortubers? Yeah. I see it all the time, okay? But that is not cliques. That is fake people who are here for the wrong reasons and are using people. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna name names, but some of you know who I'm talking about, okay? But just because you have certain people that you like to spend your time with and talk to and get along with and have things in common with, that doesn't make them a clique. It doesn't make it exclusive. It doesn't mean people are being pushed out. Just because someone doesn't want to be your friend doesn't mean they're a clique and they're pushing you out. Like, lots of people don't want to be my friend, y'all. I am hard to get along with. You guys may think I'm likable because you're watching this video, but some people find me annoying. And I don't know, probably tacky. And some people believe it or not, might not even think I'm funny. I mean, I know that's a hard one to believe, but that's okay. No one likes everyone, right? So you're going to see people who either started their channel around the same time and became friends, or maybe they're all into the same kind of writing and they're friends, or maybe they're pursuing a certain genre or field. So maybe they're trying to be self-published romance writers or traditionally published YA writers. I mean, these groups exist. You can't be friends with everyone. It's impossible and exhausting. And that is a lot of emotional labor that you're asking people to do by befriending everyone. What matters is being kind, cordial, a part of the community, inviting. Yes, there are a-holes everywhere in every community, but we are not cliquey, okay? We are not, and we are not unwelcoming of new people. I myself, as I said in my last video, I am constantly looking for new people. When I used to do live streams, I was constantly bringing new people on, asking new people. And a lot of times there were people that I thought I had something in common with that I would want to be friends with, or someone that I thought I would get along with, or we had things to talk about. And there's just only so many people that you can talk to, and only so much time in the day, and only so much bandwidth that you have. So just because someone isn't your friend doesn't mean that they're being cliquey or exclusive. There's lots of people, even here on Authortube, that I wish would be my friend, who I really like and think we would be besties, but they just don't give me the time of day, and that's life, and that's fine. And I'm not gonna get upset about it because I have my own friends and my own community and you guys, and that's what it's here for. It's not as cliquey as you think. Again, does everyone get along kumbaya? Definitely not. But again, that exists in all facets of life. There are just some kinds of people that you like or you don't like. I'm case in point, okay? I'm a black or white person. Either you love me or you hate me. And I'm used to that, okay? I'm an acquired taste. So, how do you grow your channel then? That goes right along with what I'm saying. Meet people that are like you in some sort of way. And I don't mean like you in like, I'm a fat middle-aged white woman, so I'm just gonna look for other fat middle-aged white women. No, I mean that you share interests and commonalities with. So some of my friends I made because we were starting our channels at the same time. So we had that commonality that we were growing our channels at the same time. Some of my friends are because we're all pursuing traditional publishing. So we have that in common. Some of my friends are because they're horror writers and I write horror. So that is a friend group that I have. So one of them is my brother, and that's why we're friends. So there are lots of reasons to connect with people and to reach out. And some people you just like, man, I really like that person's personality. I would love to be their friend. And that's why you're friends, right? There are lots of reasons to be friends and not be friends. But I think that if you are worried about clicks or whatever, just find your people. Find your people. Your people are on here. Authortube is wide and varied, and it's getting more diverse every day. Your people are here. Look for them, find them, put your hand out. But if someone is not reciprocating, move on, okay? Like, don't get your feelings hurt over it. But that's the lasting impression that I really want to leave with this Authortube secret advice, whatever this video is build a community and be involved in the community that is already there. We're all little microcosms in a large macrocosm, okay? Put yourself out there. Talk. I mean, why else are you here, right? Why else are you here? It's to meet, to engage. That is the point. So find people. If you just started your channel and let's say you have 50 subscribers, look for other people who have under 100, and you guys can come up with video ideas and collaborate and do live streams, you know, like that. You know, if you're gonna say you want to do self-publishing fantasy, look for other people who are doing self-publishing fantasy. They're out there, you know, reach out, make connections with people like you, and then you won't feel like it's so cliquey because you will find your people and you'll understand and you'll feel good and you'll feel a part of this community. And the thing I love about Authortube to kind of like tie that all together is while there are friend groups, we often come together to do things. So for example, the world, I always have a hard time saying this, Worldwide Write-a-thon. that is run by my friend Jessica. That started because Kevin and I 2 years ago were like, we should do a 24-hour relay where we get different people and we kind of go, right? And look what it's branched into. That started out as just a group of friends of us where Kevin and I reached out to people, and then people wanted to do it again, and I was like, that was a lot of work. You know, and Jessica, who is so great at organizing, she took it and made it into something completely different that has been so fantastic and so great for our community. And that's the best way to meet people, especially in the beginning, is to be involved in those kinds of things. And that is proof that we're not cliquey, okay? It maybe as individuals who don't want to be a part of the community, but as a community, we often come together on all kinds of things to grow the community, to benefit people in the community, to support each other. I'm always trying to support people. I know people are always, I always see Authortubers supporting each other, buying each other's books, hyping them up, recommending them. I'm always trying to do stuff like that. That is the best way to enter this community and to stay in this community and to grow in this community. So that's my advice. Those are my Authortube secrets. I impart them onto you. Now take that and do with it what you want. But it's a great place to be here on Authortube. I've said it a million times and I'll say it again. One of the best decisions I ever made was starting my Authortube channel. It has done so much for me, not just for my writing, but for my confidence, for just my life. It has enriched my life. I've made some of the best friends I've ever had. I'm not gonna get misty here at the end, so don't be afraid, join us, enjoy, and I hope that you find success on your own channels. Now, if you're new here and you're not already subscribed, and I didn't totally annoy you in this video and you think maybe, hey, she's kind of interesting, I could get something out of her channel, then please be sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It lets YouTube know other people might like it as well. And I do plan to have some new content. I'm gonna start vlogging again this weekend. So I'm excited. I know you guys love the vlogs, so I will be bringing some more of that to you soon. So thank you guys as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Please ignore my spider bite on my arm.